What up, chat? It's me. You know, your boy. I'm him. Him Jones. I'm him Duncan. Himmy Butler. Timothy Chalamet. Himmy Kimmel. Himmy Fallon. Himmy the Oliphant. And a him Skywalker. I'll stomp a motherfucker in my Himberlands. Welcome back to Cinestro Core. You know what time it is, boy. Let's get right into it. Roll that motherfucking music.
Lost brain cells.
Cinestro Core, the cast. It's your weekly gold mine. Stay tuned in. Stay tuned in. They got the beats, got those comic spins. I stay tuned in. Stay
tuned. I feel bad for y'all motherfuckers who not me. Right now, we back here with another episode of the greatest podcast of all time. Your favorite your new favorite podcast, the Cinestro Core. We're here talking about some cool shit and some bullshit, but we're gonna get right into it. Let's start at the top. AZ, bring us the news.
All right, so we have one piece of news for this episode that I feel like is a little bit heavier than the normal topics we discuss, but I think it's pretty warranted. Recently, Jimmy Kimmel was taken off of the air after some thoughts that he shared during his opening monologue, where he referenced a joke about how many MAGA people are rushing to take advantage of the death of Charlie Kirk, which is very much true. They're basically weekend at Bernieing this man's memory.
What? Grifters are grifting? That's crazy.
I know. Shocker. I might as well say that grass is green.
Like this.
You know that clip of Mr. Krabs digging by that grave, talking about, am I really going to defile this grave for money? Yes, that's all of them. All of them,
bro. That tweet
interview
where Donald Trump hugging Erica Kirk, and he says, "What do you say?
I got your bitch
I got you,
bitch with me."
My favorite thing about that is
that's crazy.
My favorite thing about that photo is literally the first reply is he's pointing in the wrong direction, and that was so fucking.
That is true. Yeah, he's burning in hell. But anyways, continue.
But needless to say, Jimmy Kimmel had his show hastily taken off the air by ABC because the president was like, "Listen, we don't stand by anything that they said." As a result, a massive boycott of Disney.
ABC was bullied by the president of the United States and the president of the FCC, who is a fucking Donald Trump dick rider, and this was a very clear infringement of free speech. Which conservatives claim to defend and love.
But Luis claims to love it, but he always cuts out my bits.
And as a result,
this is a dictatorship, baby. And
as a result of this entire debacle, not only did a plethora of like Disney Plus subscriptions and a lot of comedians and celebrities start to speak out against Disney and the FCC and basically the entire administration for this, even from some conservative voices, which I thought was pretty funny. My favorite thing is how Disney lost $3.87 billion of stock, which is
billion with a B, right?
With a B. That is insane.
And guess what?
B for Bumbleclot. Oh my God, that's
politics
crazy.
Don't matter. Ideology don't matter. The only thing that matters to these corporations is money.
And that money definitely was talking because not even 3 days later, time of recording, as of now, that shit's back on the air.
How niggas be when you up poll?
That fella's wet.
Bob Iger pussy.
Bob Iger pussy.
When you up
don't see about me, Bob Iger. I know karate.
No, but that's what happened. But this is what happens. I mean, when Donald Trump was trying, when Skydance was trying to buy Paramount, he made sure that 60 Minutes. Donald Trump sued CNN and 60 Minutes and made them pay money. So in order for him to be able to, for his FCC chair to be able to approve the deal. So it's like he's bullying companies and corporations and news networks into being subservient to him, which is like completely fascistic and fucking authoritarian as fuck.
Mob boss activities, bro.
And the fact that he's trying to bully ABC and its like subsidiaries to try and Disney and all its subsidiaries to try to cancel Jimmy Kimmel for something that wasn't even poking fun at Charlie Kirk is absolutely horrific, and it's an infringement of the First Amendment. And conservatives who are defending this kind of ideology are hypocrites, because they're big proponents of free speech when it comes to saying bigoted, racist, homophobic, transphobic bullshit. But whenever we make fun of a dead racist Nazi, now it's a problem. Suck my fucking dick. You guys are hypocrites. Either you stand for free speech or you don't. So it's like, why are you guys all why are you guys all and I don't know. But
you're asking people who stand for nothing to stand for something.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
But it's just interesting. It's interesting that Disney reversed their decision so quickly after suspending Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely.
The public upped that poll, and Disney said, "No, I was kidding. I'm sorry.
Poll.
No,
that financial poll. Yeah,
jokes.
It's just so funny. Jokes. Like it's just so funny to see how powerful. I mean, the dollar is. You know.
Yeah,
nothing's more powerful than the dollar.
Imagine if the public did this for something really, really meaningful. You know, like housing, food security, healthcare, things like that. We need to really think about this, bro.
I think also while we're on this subject,
you talking that hammer and sickle shit, bro.
This is
this turned into a political podcast. really
weird for the movies.
Remain the political podcast.
This is somewhat related to nerd culture because I do find this funny in the
Superman
sense
Red
of the timeline that we live in. Right so there was a video released on Twitter from the Department of Homeland Security using the Pokemon theme song and bits of the credits. But the reason why this is news relating to us is that Pokemon responded. Pokemon responded, the Pokemon company specifically, in their statement stating that we did not give them permission to do this. They did not say anything about taking any legal action straight up, but they did say specifically this is not behavior or like anything that we co-signed as Pokemon with our brand. So
same shit
that's
just happened with
which is kind of interesting and really puts a sour taste in my mouth because Nintendo's quick as fuck. Oh, Nintendo's not Pokemon, but like Pokemon is it?
It's tangential.
Okay. Well, Nintendo's quick as fuck to sue and send cease and desist orders like a motherfucker.
And to a kid's fucking tombstone as Mario and shit on it.
Exactly.
They'll do it to that.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. There's some evil corporation type shit whenever it comes to using their IP for shit that hasn't been signed off on. But when the U.S. government is doing it, whenever and referring to immigrants that they're detaining, then it's just a little tweet that we don't condone this shit. No, sue them to shit like you would anybody else.
Let me ask: if I were to put a tattoo of like Bowser on my ass, what would they do?
They'd kill you.
They cut my ass cheek off.
They'd take your ass.
Both of them.
They take my ass.
Cheek for cheek.
They'd force you to work for free in Nintendo Land, Japan.
With my Bowser tattoo.
An indentured servant for the rest of your life because of that tattoo.
Indentured servant. You get paid.
We are slaves.
You get paid.
Yeah.
But it goes towards
I'm not getting on that boat.
Yeah. We have to pay off your debt.
$6 billion.
I'm gonna call Robert back up if they try that shit with me.
It does.
Right.
It does truly suck that we are in a situation where right now we live in a world where there's so many evil corporations, and like Luis was saying, there's the detaining of children going on in the world, and that's also all going on in Gen V. Because Voss up to some shenanigans.
You motherfucker! What the?
Let me tell you, that's the sneakiest segue.
No, it works. It works.
Yeah, I hate it.
It works. Tragically, that's a bar, chat.
Bar,
chat, fucking a candy bar.
But Gen V is back. Amazon recently dropped what was it? The first 3 episodes, right?
And the 4th one came out by the time
we recorded
this episode.
The 4th one came out in time of recording.
Gen V threatened by dropping 3 episodes and then dropping the 4th one.
They terrorized us. When I opened Amazon, it said Gen V season 2. I was like, cool. Then I clicked the little thing and it said episode 1, 2, and 3.
Full transparency. I've only watched 2 episodes of Gen V season 2. Full transparency.
Full
So
transparency.
Y'all watch
I only
Gen
saw
V?
the first one and then half of the second.
there we go.
Full
Y'all watch
transparency.
Gen V?
Full transparency. I've seen all of season 1. All 4 episodes of this show. Still fucking dog shit.
Thank you. No,
Matt,
I'm
what
right
have you
there with
seen?
you, bro. So I'm somewhere in between episode 1 and episode 4.
Chance got out while it
Someone
was
did.
well. He got out.
No,
early.
I gotta
no,
cut that.
no,
Stop. I'm gonna have to cut
No.
that. God damn it, bro.
no.
We were so close.
God
We were
damn
so
it.
10 minutes in, bro.
Fuck, bro.
Nah, it's a good
Look,
point to be. It's a good point to be,
but
brought up
Gerardo.
though, because the universe of The Boys, the first season, like it did something to the culture, and then the studio ran with it, and
I don't
they're
know,
running.
man.
They're doing it too much. They're doing way too much, bro. We need to
Well,
tone it
Gerardo,
down.
you've seen all 4 episodes.
Uh-huh.
We've all seen season 1. We've seen season 2 to varying degrees. Kind of
Yeah.
give us your thoughts as to like why you said season 2 is still dog shit. Why? Why
Yes.
is that? What do you?
Because
Is there
it got
anything that you like
bootleg.
about it? Why do you dislike
Okay.
it so much? Like what's going on?
I will say.
I
and
will
this
just
is-
sorry. Before you start, let me just preface. I do think they handled the Chance Pedromo Andre stuff kind of
Very well.
deftly, very
I
well.
disagree.
Oh, interesting.
I think it feels ham-fisted.
Mm.
I'm like obviously yes. I think it's more respectful to do it off camera than to like.
Yeah, then show it. Yeah,
Then
exactly.
the
Yeah,
AI
because
his
holy
ass
shit.
back to
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
Oh my
That's fucked
god,
up.
you
Or get a body
imagine?
double.
They're gonna
No.
Furious 7
It's
his
Amazon.
ass.
They do
I
some
hope
shit
not.
like that. Let's be real.
Yeah, true.
I think the story has a chance shaped hole in it now,
Mhm.
right?
He was the best actor. I think we could all
he was-
agree, right?
he was
incredible.
Let me glaze him.
I
for
didn't
just a
rock with
minute.
him, but
He
I don't hate him
carried
as a person, so I'm not gonna say anything bad about him.
his scenes when he was with. Obviously, I mean, you're acting against Patrick Schwarzenegger, so it's not hard.
Yeah,
But,
bars in hell.
But everybody else
I've seen
that was
White Lotus.
on screen with him, he was carrying the show. And whenever they announced that he had passed, I was like, damn, now I have no real reason to watch this show anymore because he was the most interesting part for me. Of course, Marie is great. Jazz Sinclair, I like her. She's a fantastic actress. But like
That's
this
it.
show
You
is
can
just,
end the list right
Yeah.
there.
that's it. That's all I got. This show,
Yeah.
otherwise, this show's unremarkable. It
Now-
feels like
Hold up, let
it
Gerardo.
feels
We
like,
didn't let Gerardo. We didn't let
oh
Gerardo
my
talk.
bad,
We've
my
seen
bad.
all
Oh, yeah.
four
Go ahead,
episodes.
go ahead.
I don't
You-
like that he effectively committed suicide in the show.
Yeah,
That rubbed me the wrong way.
I agree with that. I can
I
agree
didn't
with
fuck
that.
with
I
it.
agree.
I didn't fuck with it.
they could have given something a little bit more honorable, right?
Uh-huh.
Or better,
Maybe a little
better
more
yet,
heroic.
like
Heroic, yeah. Instead of the fact that they're like, he knew it would kill him, and he still tried, and then he died. It was like,
Or
But-
they could have
that's
they,
what we're going
maybe
with?
even could have done something where like I don't know, maybe he died from the experiments they were doing on him, something else, right?
Yeah.
something.
Fuck
But
it.
that,
Say he
but that
got the
means it's-
virus.
But that's good writing
Yeah.
because I would because that's an
Oh
action
shit, that actually would have
then
been easy out.
that's an action that then motivates these characters' decisions, right? Like if it's something that would have happened while they were in captivity, they'd have been like, I have a reason to want
Yeah.
to like go get to the bottom of this and
Mhm.
figure this out and avenge Andre's death.
Mhm.
But that's
Right.
too like too interesting and too complex of a
It's too
plot.
big-brained.
It's too big brain for them
Too
to do.
big
Like, oh,
brain.
he went and tried to save him. He knew it would kill him, and he did it anyways.
Mm.
So I get what you're saying, Maisie, but that's too much thinking, brother. You're thinking too hard. But anyways, head out of the go. That you've seen all 4 episodes. Why does it not work? Why do you still think it's dog shit?
Dude,
quote
I think
unquote?
I hate it, but like it's fucking boring. I'm forcing
Thank you.
myself to watch these. I'm
Thank
just
you.
not entertained. I'm not connecting to any character but Marie. And even to Marie, like to her credit, her story's still fucking boring. I just think she's a good actress.
Yeah.
But her story's boring. I don't give a shit.
Do you
about
also
her
think
death
she's
set.
hot? Does that have anything to do with it?
I think she's pretty sure. Who gives a shit about that? I
I
think
was just
fucking
asking if your misogyny was,
Oh,
playing a
fuck
role.
off. I think Cypher's hot. I still think he's a shitty, boring
Henry
fucking
Linklater?
character.
Yeah.
You're talking about
Fair. All right.
You're talking about
okay.
wait. You're talking about
Yeah,
the guy with the
fuck
Keanu Reeves line
Touche,
delivery.
Touche.
Yeah, he is not. He's
Henry
not.
Linklater.
At least I know you love.
Are you
Midnight
going?
Mass.
Are you going to
I think
push
he's
me
really
again?
fucking boring. He's phoning it in.
I
I don't think it's his fault though. I think it's the writing. But continue.
Maybe.
So
Yeah.
the characters aren't interesting. They're
Yeah,
boring.
characters aren't interesting. The writing is poor.
Mhm.
It looks really fucking bland, like The Boys does. It's just, it's colorless. It's soulless. It's boring visually.
And
Not
I
like
hate the
something
fact
else
that
to
they
talk
try
about.
to excuse that by saying, But that's the point.
Yeah,
Fuck
it's supposed to be
you.
bleak.
Fuck
No,
you.
the sun still exists. Colors are a thing. Fuck you.
This shit look like Justice is Gray from Zack Snyder's bullshit ass Superman
Mhm.
Justice League shit. Ass, bro. Let me tell you something.
What
Let me
else?
tell you
So 4
something.
episodes
Let me tell you
in.
something. Let me tell you something. Amazon. How much fucking money do you have? Put some color in this
At least
bitch.
$3.
They spent it all on James
Put
Bond.
some reds and greens in
They
this bitch.
spent it all
What
on
do you
James
They
mean?
spent it on Denis, brother.
Yeah, that was the entirety of our paychecks.
but it's like 4 episodes in. Does it not pick up at all? Is there anything that's interesting to you? Like maybe the plot or like the
No,
development
I mean,
between what's
Nope.
the character that can switch genders?
Jordan.
Between Jordan and Marie, like is that not interesting? Is what's
I
going on
mean,
with Sam
not
interesting at
to
all?
me. Sam is still a shitty fucking actor.
Yeah.
The puppets are back, and I'm not fucking with it.
Oh my god, here we go. Mental
That shit,
illness via
that
puppet.
was such a weak portrayal of like, oh, this is how he hallucinates. It's puppets. No, it's stupid.
You
Fuck
know,
off.
I'm gonna be entirely
Now, can you
transparent.
imagine having sex with a
As
puppet?
you
I
said-
have
Oh,
as
questions.
you said all
one more
these-
thing.
Oh,
what's up?
Go
What's
for
up?
it.
What's up?
The story
What's
has
up?
been
What's up?
really fucking predictable
The what?
Yes.
so far. The
Really?
story.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Bro.
Watch until the fourth
Okay.
episode, and everything you thought was going to happen, or the
Happens.
plots, the beats, they're there.
Paint by the numbers.
It's
Paint by
not
the
interesting.
numbers.
Yeah, it's real paint by numbers. It's
Really?
I'm not fucking with it, man.
I really feel like this show, having seen all of season 1 and like 1.5 episodes of the season, I think there are a few holes, a couple of them.
Go for it.
Pretty
All
much
of
all the
them.
ones that you guys have said so far. One thing that I feel like is kind of lacking is my interest in some of these sub plots, because I'm more so interested in like the bigger scope of the world, but I'm realizing I'm only getting this peek in like one pocket of it because the boys doesn't come back for another several months, and that's really where I'm going to get the bigger picture stuff. So
Yeah.
it's kind of just like side tangent, but it's not like good side tangent in the way of like Andor, right, or like Clone Wars. You know, it's not that good behind the scenes, like what's going on in this pocket of the universe. It's just like 90210 with like superpowers and violence at some parts.
And it's frustrating too, because that's like,
this
'cause
shit
it's like
looks
they're
like
like
a live leak video with some Justice League shit sprinkled in
But
between.
it's also-
Yeah,
He said
like
it's One Tree Hill plus
it-
gore and powers.
it really
sex.
Dawson's Creek
feels
type
like
shit.
it should. It is basically just like Zack Snyder directed Euphoria at more parts than it should be,
Oh.
and I really feel like I'm missing something. Like the show is missing something to truly captivate me because
writing.
that
It's missing-
saga came up, or not even saga, I guess part in the episode. I should say
Saga.
more so because it's not. This
the
doesn't
white,
even feel
the
like an
hero
ongoing
supremacy
thing.
saga.
Yeah, that saga. I was like,
The man said,
I was
"Make
like,
the super again." I said,
okay, that
So
seems
please.
pretty interesting. I want to know about that. And they're using a lot of very on the nose rhetoric in that ad, and I was like, that seems very fascinating. And
That's
then
the
they're
one
like,
thing about the shows in this universe that I think
yeah,
benefit the show despite the show themselves is the fact that they're incredibly pertinent to the time that we're living in today, but it's not on purpose. They just get lucky.
exactly.
It's just like
it just happens.
It's
that
like
the
today,
shit-
today,
Bro,
like it's like
knows.
the the socio-political landscape that we live in today is just so horrific and dog shit that they just write something that's like slightly like
Almost cartoonish. They're like, wouldn't it be
almost-
crazy if this happened?
and
And then it
guess what?
happens.
Real life is 10 times worse than whatever happened in the show. And we're just like, whoa, look, they have
in
their
the same
fucking
way
finger
that
on the
like
pulse,
that's
you
so
know?
in the same way that like That's So Raven and The Simpsons could both predict future events, is the same way that The Boys manages to be the Aristotle of our time,
But I
one
think,
would say.
I think Gerardo, and look, Gerardo's seen everything. Gerardo's seen everything that's come out of the of Gen V. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but I think you're absolutely right in saying that it's just like it's not.
Oh, a good example.
It's not propulsive or
uninteresting.
exciting or interesting, and it's like if you're gonna make a spin-off of The Boys, which is already kind of edgelordy and kind of like it's already it's inherently
And it's already a little slow when you go and rewatch it.
It's kind of slow and edgelordy, and the only thing keeping it going is the sex and the gore and the kind of the graphic nature of it. If all you're gonna do is take that and translate it to college, you've lost. You're not giving me anything new
And-
or different. You got to give me
and also
something
the
that's a
thing
little
is,
bit. You got to make it either like sexier, which it's not.
yeah.
And I'm not saying that because I'm a horny motherfucker, right? But it's like it's true. Like
Okay, no,
it-
those.
He
but
is a horny motherfucker.
I am, but it's like you're dealing with college aged kids, right? Yet
Yeah.
the show isn't sexy enough to justify that being the setting, right?
Mhm.
It's not the gore we already see in the boys, right? So that's not anything new
Yeah.
or different. And
The
then, but then
mystery,
even-
some Scooby Doo ass shit. It's
exactly.
boring.
I was gonna say, but then again,
not even the good
plot
one
and
like
the
Mystery
story is not
Incorporated, like,
even
Exactly.
the story isn't
Where are you?
propulsive enough or exciting enough to be like, okay, it justifies it. Like this could have been taking place anywhere. It could be
To-
anything. It's so paint by numbers and basic that it's
to
like,
give an
why are we doing this?
example, right, of one of the sagas, or I guess plot lines, or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
And the 1.5 episodes that I
Sagas is
watched,
so fun.
when it
You
told me
fucking anime.
finally
Arc.
what Marie
arc.
was up to, right, and how she's trying to find her sister, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of conked out. I think that was where
We do not care.
I didn't give a fuck.
We do not care.
I got so little grasp, so little
They
just
saw
little
alien.
attention
They saw
grab from
alien
me.
Earth and said, "Do that." She's trying to find her sibling. Do
Nathan
that.
Hawley walked into the writer's room and was like, "Y'all want
Wait.
No,
No, hold on.
Fuck.
Who?
Nathan
He's
Hawley,
talking about
bro.
the writer. for
Noah
Alien Earth.
Holly?
AZ is like
Jesus Christ,
Listen.
AZ. That's
100
your
to
boy,
1.
too. You
Name's
like
wrong.
Fargo.
87 different anime characters in a
Listen.
language he doesn't speak.
Look,
So he
listen,
can't remember the directors and writers.
What is
Insane.
very upsetting is I remember the entirety of the flying Raijin Jutsu, but I did not remember his name. That is impressive. But you know who I did remember? Damon Lindelof.
Stop.
That's
Anyway.
insane. But
This show
all
would
this
be
to
better
say,
if
like this,
Damon wrote it,
thi-
though.
genuinely, actually, you're not lying, because it feels like everything that this show has is coming out at a time where people just kind of don't care, right? Because The Boys came out at a time where we were still really hyped for superheroes, right? This is like months before the Blade announcement. This is like 2018, 19, around that
Yeah.
time, where we still cared. Post Endgame, we're like, oh man, what's the future gonna bring? Then we saw The Boys, where it was a subversive take on superheroes. Superheroes are violent, they're gory, they're bad people. Oh my god, amazing. And then as it went on, it became more of this parallel for our time. But also at the same time, it became repetitive. It got comfortable in this niche. And we're invested in The Boys, at least because we've started this journey. We might as well see how it ends.
That's kind of the thing, though. It feels
Well,
like
I'd say more in terms of like general audience, we have more of an attachment to that than like if I'm looking from the lens of like the general viewer, right? They would have more of an attachment to The Boys, right?
Yeah.
And not necessarily that as an IP, but the show itself.
You know,
than they would this coming out of the gate.
I let
This is a
out
hard
two
sell.
audible groans in these first two episodes of
Mm.
Gen V. One, when Starlight showed up, just because I was like, ugh, I get it. She's Antifa. She's like the resistance of like, I get it. I was like,
guys.
exactly. I was like, ugh, it's so stupid. And two, when
When
they
they're
said,
jingling,
and when they were like,
keys in front of
and
people.
two is I think whenever they're talking
The
about
Subway
Cypher,
Surfers matinee
when they're
for
talking
Alien
when
Earth.
they're talking about Cypher, and they're like, well, we don't
Not
know much
this.
about him.
Not
But
like this.
we know that he had a stint at VOT Mexico City office or something like that. And I was
Yeah,
like,
now they're like, I
I
did the same
get
shit.
it, bro.
Like,
We don't
Diego
even know what his
will never
powers are. I wonder
Yeah.
where that's gonna lead, right?
I was like,
VOT
God
Mexico.
damn, shut the fuck up. I get it. You guys are building a
His power
problem-
is he just
the
speaks
problem
fluent
is that
Spanish.
that these shows, the seasons aren't coming out quickly enough for people
Bro.
to give a fuck, bro.
Thank you.
It's taking way too long in between.
Please let me jump on that one because I've said it like the last episode. I said it the week before that. The problem with the Boys universe, you release one season. It's like 2-3 years before the next season comes out. By then, I've forgotten what even happened in that bitch. I don't care. You should be releasing these. Okay, The Boys season 5 drops, or let's just run it back a little bit. Season 3 drops. Okay, drop Gen
Mhm.
V season 1, then drop another show, then drop The Boys season 4, then drop another show year by year. So that way people are still invested. It keeps people attached to the story. Because when you leave a gap too long, we got a bazillion fucking Marvel shows and movies coming out. We got DC that's doing some new shit. We got some other shows. I don't give a fuck about The Boys no more. I don't give a fuck about no Gen V. You know what was the best depiction of superheroes in a school setting? Sky High. Argue with your mama. Sky
He's
High
not
was real
wrong.
good. Sky High
That
was
shit was
better than
hard.
Gen V. And Gen V, Sky High managed to keep me engaged for an entire movie. They had
No,
fucking
he's
Kurt Russell in
correct.
there. They had Kurt Russell in there doing some cool shit. They had Will Stronghold. Nigga didn't know he had powers. He found out he got powers. He got both his mom and dad's powers.
Sky High might even beat up the Bryan Singer X-Men now. I'm thinking about it. Like,
It
it's actually
is.
pretty solid.
It's
Sky High
super-
goated
God.
superhero meet
Peak
superhero.
superhero. Niggas don't need understand me. Okay. So and then you sprinkle this fucking whatchamacallit, this fucking Sex Lives of College Girls superhero shit in front of me and think I'm gonna watch that. Nigga, no, fuck up my face. That shit was so
You know my favorite part.
I'm
of
the I'm
these
the
two
biggest
episodes?
heel turn on the boys
and
right
I think
now.
it's because
When
it
they
was just so. It was
When they-
it actually. I
when
think
it
it's
turned
because it gave
off.
these characters something different to
When
play
it
with.
turned
Was when Jordan and Marie were kind of like hooking up. I was just kind of like, because that felt like genuine and it felt tender and it felt real, and I was just like, oh wow, these actors are actually given something to do other than just like this high,
freaky
like
ass
Each
nigga.
other.
everything is so like
Other
intense.
than the
It's just so
Scooby-Doo mystery.
exactly under the Scooby Doo as mystery. These
They get
Not
because
even
it gave us a
Scooby-Doo.
character.
This shit,
It gave
Nancy
us a
Drew
char-
type shit.
No, but here it is. It gave us character
Hardy
moments.
Boys.
Jordan asks Marie, "Do you care if I like this?" Like they're in their girl form and their female form, and they're like, "Do you care if I if I stay like this?" And Marie's like, "As long as it's you, it doesn't matter," or something like that,
And
right?
you said,
Which
"Oh,
exactly, you're just like, "Oh
Marie
wow, that's
bisexual
so."
confirmed. We up.
But that's the thing. It's like, wow,
We
look,
up.
these
We
characters can be human if you just kind of like give them some human shit to do, right? Like love
Mashallah.
or like interact with one another in ways that aren't like
Oh
these kind of like
my
ridiculous, insane
God.
kind of like
superhero fights and
superhero fights. Exactly.
fucking
I think
telekinesis
I
Exactly.
know what kind of energy this show has more than like a Euphoria or
My
like
Hero
a The
Academia.
Boys.
Edgelord
Bullshit
energy
ass.
is what it's got.
No, no.
Incel energy.
It's like somebody let Riverdale say fuck. Like that's what it feels like.
Nah, it's not that bad, bro.
It's-
Riverdale made me
shit.
want to blow my
No,
shit.
but Riverdale's dog shit in
And I
a way
ain't
that
seen
I'm
it.
like,
made him want to blow.
My shit clean
Riverdale's
off.
dog shit in a way
Oh.
that this show isn't,
Blow
because
my
this
shit
show
off, twin.
this show has the goal to be connected to The Boys, which is, in my opinion, a really great show.
Stop the
Mainly because it takes no.
Season 1, peak. Season 2, yeah, somewhere. We're
No,
getting somewhere.
diminishing.
Season
Look,
3,
diminishing. Look.
Season 4,
Nah.
fuck out my
I will
face.
be the first to admit.
As Soldier Boy, watch your fucking
That's
mouth.
true. That's true. No, my fault.
I will admit. I will wholeheartedly admit.
My
I will.
fault, G.
I will look. Wait. I will wholeheartedly
Ooh.
admit, though, right? It is diminishing returns, and it is somewhat
I
inconsistent.
thought you
But
were
I
about to say
will
Dominican returns. I was about to say, whoa.
He no black.
Dude,
I know black, papi. I know
He
black.
returned
papi.
Papi.
Black, bro.
Hey, papi. You
Dímelo,
never say
dímelo,
to
dímelo,
no.
Mofongo.
And
I think-
compound B,
I
Papi.
think AZ finished
But
his point.
but yeah.
Finish your
All
point,
the
and then we'll
cooks
go.
at every
we'll go into
restaurant I
rating
work with.
our hype
basically-
for like this.
But basically, what I'm. But basically, starting from as a person who read the Boys comic and
Uh-huh.
seeing what this show
Love
has been able to
yourself.
turn that into,
Love
you
yourself.
started at less than the bottom, like bedrock, Satan's bedrock, and we've gotten to here,
true.
and that's impressive to me, right?
That's true.
So to have Gen V be attached to that, and it just
Plummet.
really plummet my
Dookie
enjoyment.
sauce.
Just
Dookie sauce.
in all fairness and honesty, I can really rate this season, though, for what I've seen so far, like a 2.5. It's just like straight down the middle.
Gerardo,
Right.
the
Like,
motherfucker who's seen everything.
He's gonna give it a 1.
He's
1.5.
not wrong. It's like a 2.5 too. It's not good. It's not entertaining.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's not sexy. It's not fun. It's not cool. It's fucking boring. Like, just
As
there's
fuck.
nothing for me to like. I hope it turns around because
Yeah.
You
I
got
don't
4
think
more weeks.
I don't
brother.
think season 1 was good, but I thought it was entertaining.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And I thought it was
Fair.
interesting. It's got none of that right now. So we'll see what happens.
Fair
Sausage
assessment.
lost.
Same.
Indeed.
I think I
Luis,
agree.
what do you think?
Agree. I'll give it a 3 stars as to what I've seen so far. Only 2 episodes. Hype meter probably like a 2.5. I don't think I'm very excited for it. Same thing. I think exactly what Gerardo said. It's not sexy. It's not fun. It's not entertaining. It's not propulsive. It's not exciting. It's not. It's just kind of like meh. And look,
It exists.
maybe it'll pick up. Maybe it'll get better. But like how you said about Alien Earth on our last episode, why wait until episode 4, 5, or 6 to do
Mhm.
that shit?
Mm.
Right, get me excited for this
Let
shit.
me-
at
let
like
me-
2 seconds into this bitch,
Let me
20
cook.
minutes into this bitch. You know, I should not have to wait 4 or 5 episodes for me to be excited about the like what this show could be. I should be
Mhm.
excited about this from the moment the first episode opens. You know,
Yeah, you
so
should be fucking locked in.
exactly.
The-
What about you,
Yeah.
Matt?
The thing that made The Boys season 1 so special is that first episode off rip, we're introduced to Huey and they show him with his girl, and she's immediately fucked right up by a soup, and it gets running from there.
Yeah, buddy.
This show does not have that, and
It
that is
gets
the
running.
motherfucking
And
problem
we-
with Gen V. The writing is shoddy. It's piss poor. Whoever's writing that shit needs to get their pen broken in half.
Eric
Motherfucker,
Kripke.
learn.
The problem,
No,
the
let
problem
that
is
ni-
we
tell
don't
that
have
nigga-
Jack Quaid's incredible acting prowess
up.
to carry this
Shut the
show.
fuck
Hey,
up.
that's your boy.
That is
Don't
not
you
my
like,
boy.
Don't you like Jack?
No, me?
Who?
Somebody on this podcast likes
Not
Jack.
me.
Nuh-uh.
It's
I-
listen.
Is
I
it
hate
listen,
him
AZ?
as
Is it
Superman.
AZ?
listen.
It's
wait,
AZ
wait, wait,
because of
wait,
that
wait.
My
Man,
Adventures with
that boy
Superman.
can't act. That boy can't emote. He can't cry.
I-
He can't act sad. He can't act mad.
I
He's
I-
stupid.
Here's
He
my,
can't
here's my
act.
breakdown.
look.
Here's my-
I already,
Anything. He
look.
can't act anything.
Look,
Here's my
I will say.
breakdown of the,
I only like. I only.
but this
I only
isn't
like
a The
him
Boys
in,
podcast. This isn't a Jack
Yeah.
Quaid.
Here's, that's what I'm
Shit-a-thon.
leading
also-
into. Here's
Shit-a-thon.
my breakdown of Gen V. See, like, so I've seen enough. Like I said last episode,
I've
seen
seen enough.
enough.
It's crazy.
you cannot. First of all, you cannot have at least Alien Earth. There wasn't a season prior to it, and they didn't wait 2 years. They fucking waited since 2023. They have not produced any type of Gen V anything to make us, stay intact with interest in the show. It's 2025, bro. What do you mean? And then your first episode is a slog fest. It's dragging.
Right. It's like, bro, my rights are being infringed as we speak.
Like,
Like, it took you
nigga,
2
yeah,
years to,
you know-
to release this mid. Suck my dick.
My brother, like, you cannot-
wait. To be fair to Gen V,
No.
a nigga did die.
No, fuck you. Okay.
Oh
Did
yeah, that's
die.
fair.
Well,
No,
yeah,
that's
okay,
fair.
fair.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah,
That is fair.
I was like, yeah, fuck this show. But then I was like, what kind of obstacles would they have even had to work around? Oh, right.
Sure.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
I can give him that.
Okay. I think.
I'll-
I can give him that.
all right.
but-
yes.
But
To put into perspective,
that
they
doesn't
did
change.
have to overcome a huge hurdle, which is the loss of Chance Pedromo, which is a
Mhm.
huge loss, and yes, that makes it very difficult to adjust on the
Yeah.
fly, right? Especially with something so tragic. But
Now,
I do think that motherfucker, this is what you do
you
for
should-
a living. You should be
exactly
better
that's what I'm
at
about to
this
say.
shit.
If you know you're a talented writer's room, things like that, you should be able to work with that, work around that. There's a way you can honor someone and then still keep the show interesting. Instead, they fed us a nothing burger. The first episode,
And also, recasting is a thing. If he's so important to this story, if his
He's
character
true.
is so important to this story, have someone else come fill his shoes. People act like, oh, that's the most disrespectful thing in the world. It happens. It's always happened in Hollywood. Like, why this charade?
we've had 10 different James Bonds. Everybody knows it's the same dude. We've
We had
had
15 fucking Batman.
Batmans and 13 Supermans. Everybody knows it's the same dude. It's okay. You gotta, but work with it the right way. The problem is that this is from a studio that has oodles and oodles of money and they can't fucking figure this shit out. I don't understand that. I don't get that. So I don't know. I don't know. Shit's just dragging along, just like a zombie dragging its feet. Speaking of zombies, Marvel dropped some other shit this
You
morning.
motherfucker. That was good, bro. That was good.
No,
That was good.
listen.
That was good. I just going right into it.
Listen,
Marvel
That's right into it.
Zombies.
I'm
all
feeling
four
hungry. I
episodes
feel the
dropped
hunger
at
in me.
once.
You said, speaking of dragon, Marvel
They
was dragging their
harassed
nuts on
us
this show.
with 4 episodes of shit.
Okay,
Let me,
you know
let
what?
me, AZ,
You know what?
AZ,
No,
AZ,
fuck
AZ,
all that.
everyone,
Fuck
hold
all
on,
that. I'm not
everyone,
doing
let AZ,
No
let AZ
consent.
do his speech
Listen,
on the
before
show, and
we
then we're
shit
about to
on
rip
this,
this shit
yes.
up. Everybody mute
These
yourselves. Let AZ
absolute
talk.
All right, let
fucking
AZ cook.
troglodyte. All right, listen. These
Troglodyte.
absolute
You don't even know.
fucking troglodytes. These goddamn fucking cave
It's
dwelling
troglodyte,
subterranean.
dumbass.
Wrong name yet again.
Yet
All right.
again.
You know
You're
what?
so lucky I
no,
was muted.
no, no,
The slurs I just said.
no. It's bites in this case. You know why? Because they're fucking eating nothing but dick. If they think for even a fiber of a second
Then
that
in
I'm
that
gonna
case,
let this
bro,
slander
gawk.
slide, all right?
All right,
I
bro, let
currently
AZ
have a
defend it.
zombie drawn behind me because I think this show is okay. Do you know why I think it's okay?
Because you're a
Because
fucking
it's
child.
genuinely no. First off, I can never be told that I don't know ball because if I had $1 for every single time that a zombie adaptation of Robert Kirkman was besmirched, I'd have $2. Not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice, isn't it? But what I will say about this, right? Marvel Zombies is a great story. Originally in the comic, it's fantastic. Everyone loves it. It involves the Sentry and a plethora of other Marvel heroes, and it is a grand, spanning universe epic. It is amazing.
Absolutely
But
true.
it's also, at the end
100%
of the
agree.
day, a gimmick that has been milked to death because they've made 3 to 10 different returns of these fucking zombies.
They milked
Right?
it.
So we cannot act like these are the goddamn Dead Sea Scrolls
stop
and
it,
like
man.
they're going to be the greatest thing ever of
No.
all time. Because
No.
walking into this, I knew that this was going to be a
My fault, my
Marvel
fault.
adaptation, but first and foremost, a MCU adaptation of Marvel Zombies. It was going to be the MCU version of that.
An MC
So I
shit
wa-
adaptation.
Can I say something about that real
but
quick?
I
Real quick.
watered my
Hold on.
shit the fuck
AZ,
down.
AZ,
Go
can I say
ahead.
something about that real
Go
quick?
Hold up,
ahead.
AZ's cooking.
Even,
AZ's
no,
cooking.
I know, but I don't want this
Derail
thought to
the
escape
train,
me.
fuck nigga.
I don't
Go ahead.
want to let
That boy's
this
microwaving.
No, I don't want to let this thought escape me. Even saying that it's an MCU version of the MCU for
Is
the
a
most
cop-out.
part has been pretty solid
You
up
said
until a
the
certain point.
MCU.
This right
Too
here
many women in
is
this show.
bullshit. This right here is direct bullshit
Hey.
and disrespectful
All right.
to the source material.
All
That's all I'm
right.
gonna say.
I hated
But let me ask you this.
I don't
Why
answer
have
questions.
you been? Why did you eat from a toilet and are surprised that your breath smells like shit? Matt, you have to realize
Why would I do that?
when this was being
I love
developed,
myself.
right? This was being developed during an era where Marvel did not care. They had this shit in the vault, in the
I
back
know.
of the
I've
freezer,
seen
and then
What
they
If.
just said, fuck it.
I've seen What If. I've
No,
seen
but
Secret
Why are
AZ,
you
Invasion.
what's so
surprised?
frustrating about this show is imagine having a comic book storyline that is so incredible, iconic,
That's what I'm
legendary,
saying.
fun, and then being like, what if we didn't do
What if
that?
we bastardized
What-
it? No,
that's
what
what
if we
I'm saying.
bastardized
What
it?
if we
That's
took
what I'm
What if we
everything-
did
what
it
if we-
but not as
But-
good?
Yeah, what if we took everything you loved about this series and then fucked
think
it,
about
and they
this.
completely
Think
changed
about
it?
this.
And then we
Doodle
didn't
about this,
include
Luis.
half of the characters that are in there. We didn't
Boo-boo
All right.
recast T'Challa again.
Listen. While all of you share the butt ends of a pitchfork firmly stuck up your asses, let me elaborate some of these.
Why would I
thoroughly
do
if
that?
can. Think
I love
about
myself.
this, right? Think about this.
Who
right?
decided that?
Just don't Escanor me, right? Listen. See how reflexive that was. Well,
Hurry
listen,
up, hurry up. Your defense
think-
is getting flimsy.
I
Hurry
think-
up.
I
It was
think
never.
as
It
a
was never strong.
I think as a whole, there are a lot of points
Oh.
in this that
That
are
boy
genuinely
microwave.
good because I like superheroes and I like zombies. And you put both of those together, I will say that this isn't above average. It is not the greatest zombie story ever told. It
It's
is not
worse.
even
It's barely a
remotely
story,
Anyway,
brother.
Speaking of whole, this show was a whole lot of dog shit.
It's one of the stories ever told, brother. Is what it is.
It is one of the
The
stories
show.
ever told, but I think at the end of the day, for what this is worth, being a sequel to a segment in What If that was like, I guess, all right, should this have been longer and actually had some more depth and maybe be changed to like an anthology a la Black Summer, but for the Marvel Zombies universe?
Yeah.
Black
Yes,
Summer?
that is what I thought I would have got out of this, but
I'll
I
show you
didn't
a
get
Black
that.
Summer.
Instead, I got
Man in
I got
college.
I got a lot more likes than I did dislikes, right? I think Aman Vellani as Kamala Khan is very
2019
fun,
Matthew.
She was
right?
the only good thing about these mediocre show, and even
She was
that's
acceptable.
pushing
Right.
it. That's pushing it.
Well, but also in addition to her, right? I did also think that it was very fun with a lot of the action set pieces. I did think that they were animated
yeah.
stiff as fuck.
Fair.
I
But
can
God,
give you that.
if that Scarlet Witch fight versus Thor, and then the part where Thor goes
That
to
was cool.
Wakanda to fight that cosmic Hulk,
Nah, that
Yeah,
shit
like,
was lame.
Mr.
That
No,
shit was
I
lame
thought it
as
was
fuck.
cool. I thought it was
Nah.
cool.
That shit was lame as
No.
fuck. And
He
that's how you
was
kill
lightning.
Blade.
Just say
Just
you
gets
have
melted.
Okay.
Fuck you.
look,
It's
granted, but let me tell you this though.
AZ, you
This
got
show
30 seconds
still
to
did
finish
more with
defending this.
This show still did more with Blade than the MCU has ever done. And also,
That's
I
not
did
saying
The
think that
bar
was
is
pretty
in
cool.
hell. It's
That's not
literally
saying
in
Bars in
hell.
hell. The bar's in hell, but this shit made it to Bedrock, bitch. It doesn't matter.
Deadpool Wolverine
It's
did better
doing
with Blade
pretty
than this show did.
AZ fighting for his life right now because we're about
I
to
say,
fuck this show
as
up.
a whole, this is a standard zombie fare, right? Dear listener, dear viewer, you're with me. You're hearing my
Speaking
insane
of holes,
ramblings.
if you like
Look,
this
No.
I
show,
think
you're an
that
asshole.
this is it's all
Speaking of holes, I'm gonna put a
This
hole
show-
in my head the next time I watch this with a drill.
good. A lot of the dialogue is very flimsy and
It's
very
not-
much undercut. A lot of the
so
deaths
bad.
aren't very fun. I think that genuinely, I love Randall Park so much, but if Jimmy Woo said one more line, I genuinely was gonna put a bullet in myself. And
I was gonna do that when it first started.
And I also thought that some of the ideas are fun. I thought that Zemo being an evil bastard and having like a governor situation on the raft as a ship was cool. I thought that Namor and his
Really?
army of
'Cause I
ocean
thought he
people was
sounded
fun.
like shit.
It wasn't even my boy.
Speaking of shit, all the voice acting was fucking horrendous in this show.
Okay.
AZ,
Everyone.
AZ, what is your rating? What is your rating?
AZ,
rating?
time's up.
Hold on, no. Once after he gives his rating, we're about to
You're
cook.
done.
AZ, what is your
All right.
rating?
My rating as a whole is I give this shit a solid 3 because my bar for it was in hell. And listen.
That wasn't even a truth nuke. It was a shit nuke.
My favorite genre of horror is zombies, and I love comics. I regardless was going to like this, and it was better than I thought it would be from something that was in the back of the straight freezer of Disney's vault. I thought this was a good standard zombie affair, and I took it for what it was. And
in
that
the
is
comics,
it. And
T'Challa gets bitten multiple times, starts cutting his fucking limbs off, and he's walking and fighting with no arm and like a robot arm, if I remember right. I haven't read this since I was like 8. But in this fucking show, he doesn't
Leg is
speak.
just gone.
He whispers Wakanda forever to himself before he fucking kills himself. This show fucking sucks. It sucks.
All right.
Dick.
Do you
Okay.
want to know what I have to say about Marvel Zombies?
Shut the fuck up.
Do you want to know what I have to say
AZ,
about Marvel Zombies?
I love that you defended
AZ.
it passionately.
I tried.
It's time to let the adults talk.
AZ,
It's time to let the big boys
as
talk.
the resident cartoon, as our resident cartoonologist, you have good takes on certain cartoons.
You do.
This ain't it, brother. Let me tell you something. Okay, first of all,
You have good takes on certain cartoons. It's so fucking funny.
let me tell you something, bro. As someone who watched all of What If, I should have known better than to expect anything good out of the Marvel Zombies.
You should have known better.
And you know what? They conned me. They showed that clip, that trailer came.
That trailer was good.
Spider-Man.
The baby
you know
metal
what?
got
Let me
me.
tell you something. That trailer was all the best parts of the whole show.
Literally.
That trailer was everything, all the hype moments, everything cool that could have happened in this show was in that trailer. When Blade fucking fought Ghost, that sword fight, that fight scene
shit
was
was hard.
sick as fuck.
When Spider-Man tore all those
When
fucking
Spider-Man-
zombie heads off,
Doing that shit,
that was
sick as
lit.
fuck. Him throwing
so
Stormbreaker, sick as fuck. But then everything else in this movie
Okay.
made me feel sick as fuck. The shit was
Wait.
terrible. Shit was terrible.
I do have one thing that I'll say.
No.
Definitely one of the main reasons why I liked it, and in hindsight, I realize it's kind of contradictory, but one of the main reasons why I liked it is because I was looking at all these set pieces and all these like different story beats and all these other things that I feel like were really, really good. It would be really fun, but I feel like they work less in the medium of animation than they would have if I read this in a comic. If I read this in a comic, I feel like this would have been much better paced. It would have been had
Counter-
more time to flesh out.
Counterpoint.
Right.
Also,
Counterpoint.
Mahershala Ali wasn't even fucking Moon Knight, apparently.
No, it was a different voice actor.
It was
Motherfucker
Todd
named
Williams.
Yeah,
Fuck
it
that
was
guy.
You
Todd-
think,
yeah.
you think Mahershala Ali was gonna be like, I'm gonna let my MCU debut be fucking
this
Marvel
Marvel
zombies?
zombies.
Man, I was hoping for something.
Absolutely not,
Here's
bro.
here's
You
AZ,
vote
here's my
incorrectly.
counterpoint to that. AZ, you
Hmm.
can make it animated and make it good. Don't make it 4 episodes and try and rush a plot in not even 4. It's like 20 minutes of a show,
Bro, not even
Each
that, bro.
episode.
The last
The
storyline
5 minutes
is
pissed me
ass.
the fuck off, bro.
Yes,
They're like-
whenever everything was
they're
getting
like,
blown the fuck up.
No, when she was like, "You have to."
Oh, she was
join me,"
hallucinating?
and then Kamala's like, "I have to do this. It's gotta be worth. It can't all be in vain or whatever the fuck."
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole world explodes, and she thinks she saved the universe, and then actually Riri's back, and she's hacked the system, whatever the fuck the system
Yeah.
is, and she's like, "Actually, this is all hallucination." She's like, "No way." Cut to black. Fucking. It's like, what the fuck?
That-
what
a
what
jump
the fuck,
scare.
motherfucker?
A jump
Y'all
That's
made-
scare
another
of
thing.
wonder.
Y'all made
Okay, I will
4
say-
episodes of this bullshit, and then
That
you
ending
fucking
did
try to
not make
cock
sense
tease
to
me
me,
like that?
and I will
Fuck
I
you.
will say the ending did not make sense. I was also confused on that.
The
I
show
wasn't
didn't
sure
make
if
sense.
it was. I wasn't sure if they were going for. There's also sometimes like the zombie's physiology doesn't make sense. For instance, why is
Yes.
Okoye zombie the only one that can speak?
Yeah.
Like I don't think she would
She's a
need.
It was,
Scion.
hold on, it was kind of
That's how it was
explained.
written.
It was poorly explained, but it was explained nonetheless. Like she's a scion of the Red Queen or whatever they called
But
Scarlet.
Queen
then
of the
so are the
Dead.
zombies,
And that's-
all the Mexican zombies from fucking
Talocan.
from Talocan, exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
but not they don't, Namor
but-
doesn't talk.
They couldn't
Namor
afford
isn't
that.
They
talk.
can
It
afford
was
the
in the
nose, right?
budget.
Oh,
It was in the budget.
Oh.
I
He
would have
was
done
too
it.
busy doing
Also-
caught stealing.
also,
The nose-
Hawkeye.
Oh, fuck. I forgot he was in that. bitch.
He
Hey,
was in there for 5 seconds.
that's a
Paycheck,
Hollywood
baby.
paycheck, baby. That's a
Paycheck,
Hey,
Hollywood
bro,
paycheck.
best
baby.
part of the whole movie.
That's right, my goat.
Loki.
No, look,
Yeah, we-
just not to harp too much on this show. I just think it's really frustrating when you have a premise that is incredibly cool, like Marvel Zombies, and you just completely shit the bed, bro. It's like, what are
It
we
is-
doing?
It's
You could have followed.
indicative
You
of the
could have
state of
followed.
Marvel
We know it's not canon.
TV.
You could have just taken the comic book and then just adapted that, bro.
Mhm.
It's
Do
cool.
what
It's
Watchmen
violent.
Chapter
it's gore.
1 and 2 did. It would have been perfect.
Yes, exactly. What is this bullshit of trying to tie it into What If, which also kind of ties into like the greater MCU multiverse bullshit? It's like, why? Why did you do that? Why
What
even
if-
introduce Marvel Zombies at all? And then it's so frustrating because,
What
like
if
you
this
said,
show
Matt,
was an ass.
the trailer was so good, and I was like, actually, they might
It's
be
gonna
back on
fuck.
track.
We were
It's
so
gonna
hyped.
fuck. They might be, and then they completely fucked it. The first episode, I think,
Conned
was my
me. I
favorite
knew it.
because I was like, that's what this show should have been. It should have been
Mhm.
these characters existing in this universe, in this world, fighting these zombies and surviving. Not the fucking bullshit where Wanda's like Queen of the Dead and oh my god, that
They got-
shit
they got-
fucking sucked.
also-
They got
pissed me off.
Shang-Chi with the 10 rings keeping him from becoming a full zombie.
That was cool.
That was cool.
But
But then
then
what wasn't
they
cool?
brought
Giving
Katie
Katie her
fucking-
the rings
Yeah,
too.
what the fuck is she
No,
doing?
no, wait,
First of all, hold on.
wait.
I should start off with this. Why is Aquafina in this? This show is a -5 out of 5. Why
Because
is
that
Aquafina
woman
in
needs
this?
to eat.
She's
No,
a paycheck.
okay.
She will take a
She needs to
paycheck
get
at
the
any
fuck
moment.
out of my face, bro. She
No,
needs to
because
leave me
look,
alone.
I
I
respect
think
it.
Stop
there's
harassing me.
I
with
think
your
a lot of the weapons
bullshit ass
No, I
voice
think-
acting and your bullshit ass
I think-
existence. Shit
I think a
sucks.
lot of the weapons in this. Okay,
I
look,
hate it.
the thing about the rings, right? I will say
I don't care.
that I'm not entirely sure about.
Yeah,
Right,
Don't care.
while both of those rings would make more sense to be on Shang-Chi's arm, it makes sense that for the character of Shang, that he would want Katie to be protected. But I will say the concept of them each being like one half of the equation and just like going pew 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 like a body and clad thing, I thought that's cool. It just looks cool.
Sure,
It just
I
conceptually
agree.
is cool to me, right? The rule of cool.
Why not introduce
It's
the
just
That's
sister?
cool.
fucking stupid.
Why not introduce his sister and make it make more
That
sense?
man's cape makes no goddamn sense. But guess what? Okay, well, yeah, his sister would have made a lot more sense. What is she doing?
She's an actual
Why
martial
isn't she
artist.
doing it?
She trained with Wenwu, bro. Instead, they
She's also
shoehorn.
But
still in touch with her dad.
Aquafina, the
It's
black
cheaper.
audience relates to
Ah,
Aquafina.
hell no.
No,
our black queen, Aquafina.
Ah,
What do you
they
mean?
must be. Man,
Hold on, he's on.
they
to
must be.
something.
They are black of mind, but not of spirits. Eh? I don't know who these people
Nah,
are.
tell
Not the
Buck,
spirit,
Buck
eh?
Wild, get her goofy ass, scratchy voice the fuck out my ears, bro.
If you're Candace
Tell Nora
Owens,
Lum
I guess you like
tell Nora
Aquafina.
Lum to go do some other shit, bro.
Anyways,
Piss me off.
any kind of like final thoughts on like this show? I think we're
My
pretty.
final thought is thank God it's over. Mashallah.
My final
Bismillah.
thought
It's
is I hope they
Bismillah.
don't follow
It's
it up.
gone.
Oh, they will, brother.
No.
They will.
You saw what they did with What If? 3 seasons of
Oh,
Dookie.
God.
Yeah.
Three seasons of what if this wasn't dog shit?
3 seasons of What If I
It always is.
start a shotgun.
What if I start a shotgun?
Do you believe this shit, bro?
Matt
Incredible.
AZ, final thoughts?
Listen,
I
they
rated
had
this
really
a
cool
-5.
set
That's what I
pieces and
got.
concepts, and a lot of shit looks really dope. I can't lie to you. Cosmic Hulk might be one of the most fire things I've ever seen.
He was
punched
cool
the
as shit.
out-
He was
That shit was
cool as
He
cool.
shit.
punched the
Just, and
shit
you know,
out of
probably
Luhansky,
just
bro.
to use that shit for the end of the whole thing. That's it.
Bro,
Also,
Nah,
It-
come
Cosmic
on, man.
Hulk would be unstoppable. Why
Yeah,
the fuck
absolutely.
are
There's
they
no
even-
way you would have lost.
Why are they putting
He was getting hurt by a big zombie.
He's,
He's-
hands on him? They can't. He's
Get
got
the
the
fuck
power of
outta
the
here.
Infinity Stones.
The
What are
power
we talking
scaling
about?
is stupid, bro.
I
This
did
nigga got
also
all
think that
6
was a little
Infinity
bit
Stones.
weird.
Mind you, he's
'Cause,
a
like,
gamma radiated being
It
to begin with.
it also doesn't make sense that he also gets angrier, like more powerful. The angrier he gets exponentially, right?
Psych,
And I don't
bitch,
think
not
we'll
this
get
one.
about
Fuck you. Exactly. Is
Right.
exactly what
But
Feige
what
said.
doesn't make sense is like,
Foolishness.
why is it that the key to like cosmic power, right, to access the fundamental forces of the universe, the key to that is the same approach you have to shorting out a bug zapper. Just keep chunking crickets at it until it eventually shorts out.
Basically.
That's actually kind of funny. Okay, now I said it's vaguely hilarious.
Speaking of shorting out, I think
He
we're
said,
running out
"Wait,
of
I
time
cooked."
talking about this bullshit.
Yeah. Fuck this
Speaking of
fucking
shorting
show,
out,
bro.
So everybody ratings real quick and we'll move on.
2 is a 1.5 stars out of 5. It was
Point-
bad. It was boring
The
as
one
shit.
star I'm giving it is
Listen.
because the cool blade fight and the cool whatever the fuck.
Yes, I was
Spider-Man
being
thing, that's it.
disingenuous. I'll give it 2.5 stars. I think the action was cool. I think
2.5?
yes, I think the
Generous
action.
as hell.
I do think the
Insane.
action set pieces were cool.
Ellen
I think the blade
DeGeneres.
fight was
people.
cool. I think the final fight was cool. I think the action set pieces were cool. I think there's a lot of. I think it had a
Everything
lot of
else was butt
potential.
cheeks.
The writing was just like Matt said, butt cheeks,
Butt
bro.
cheeks.
What are we doing, bro? You guys fumbled the shit. There wasn't enough zombies in a show called Marvel Zombies. What are we doing? I don't know. It was just mid, below mid. It was bad.
Ultra mid.
2.5
ultra mid.
stars because I'm being nice.
Recommend.
I'm being generous. Because I
Gerardo,
know
what about you, bro?
because I know we're about to be real mean to AZ about what the next topic. So that's what I'm
Listen,
giving it
listen,
to.
Yeah.
listen.
This show was half a fucking star, man.
All
It was
right, look,
fucking
look,
boring.
look.
Damn, half a star,
That's
bro.
It was,
crazy.
it was a waste of time to watch. To me.
Oh my God.
Not even fucking-
All right, look.
And honestly, you know how many nuts I could have busted, bro, watching this bullshit? A lot.
Easy,
Nuts.
Gerardo was I could have been at work, bro. I've been doing
Literally, I
something
could've
productive.
been
I
making
was
bread.
at work and I was more entertained by my work. And I had 3
What's
orders
crazy?
in 6 hours.
I also did watch this at work, and I'm not gonna lie, I
So did I.
enjoyed it. I
So
thought
did
it was
I.
good.
I enjoyed my patients dying more than I enjoyed this fucking show, bro.
You gotta delete that.
I think that's a
That's
HIPAA
gotta
violation,
go.
bro.
That's
That's a
gotta go.
HIPAA violation.
I gotta cut that. Nah, it stays in,
That's
You have
which
to
is
cut that.
horrible. That's how
That's
dog
a-
shit this show was, bro. Exactly.
That's
There you go. That's how you brought it back, baby. Brought it back, baby.
I think you know what violation flag on the play. Speaking of flag on the play,
Violation.
a violation. Look, man. I'm trying to get in y'all's good graces, but I can't just seem to find a way in.
Okay, you know
Speaking
what?
of-
Fuck it. We're talking about him.
We're not
AZ
talking about
didn't
him.
I
like
would
the
have
movie.
I would have just said I would just done it simple, man. But like, I'm gonna have to just pass on this show just like a quarterback. Speaking of passing. Moving on to
All
the
right.
next topic.
AZ is the only motherfucker who didn't like this movie. Why?
AZ,
Why
AZ
didn't you
go
like
first. Yeah, AZ go first.
it?
I don't like
no.
this movie as a horror movie. I don't like this movie as like a piece of art. I like this movie in the same way that I like a lot of movies that I find very funny for absolutely ridiculous reasons. And this movie is funny for absolutely ridiculous reasons because it is a lot more unseriously serious than I thought it was going to be, right? There's a lot of elements that I just found very funny, a lot of line deliveries and pieces of dialogue that I think should be clippable and put on plaques. One of my personal favorites being
The
one that
first
I audibly
line,
laughed at. Where this
nigga,
man-
don't be a mascot.
What was your favorite line at AZ?
I like that.
one of my personal favorites being at the very end where he was like, you know, this is between a savior and a something else, a
He
savior
said,
and a
"What's the
whatever.
opposite of a savior?"
Oh yeah, he's like, what's the opposite of a savior?
mascot.
And I was like, I swear to God, bro, if this man says something, if he says like, I don't know, him
Horny
or
shit.
something stupid, or is like maybe we are some kind of him squad, like something like that, I'm gonna laugh my ass
In the,
off. And
what in
somehow
the David Ayer Suicide Squad did you just
and
say?
What in the
and somehow
squad?
he said something that was like so fundamentally fucking hilarious when he's like a mascot, and then he uppercuts him with the helmet. I lost my mind. I was like, bro, come on. All right, pal. All right. And then at the end, when
him is the new Jordan Peele produced movie.
Yeah,
right. He
directed,
did not
yeah,
write it. He
not
did not direct
directed.
it. It's an American
He gave
horror
money
film
to-
directed by a filmmaker called
Horror.
Justin Tipping.
This
And it
is
was
it better than
co-written
Nope?
by Skip Bronski, Zach
No.
Ayers, Tipping, whatever.
Mhm.
Anyways, it follows basically the trials of a young up and coming football player
Patrick
who's
Mahomes
played by Tyriq,
documentary.
Withers,
My
training at the
goal.
isolated
the
compound
most
of an
racially
aging,
ambiguous man ever.
nearly retired quarterback played by Marlon Wayans,
The
right?
most white black man I've ever seen. I love him.
And I think you know what.
Whack.
He's so talented.
Look, and I was kind of nervous going into this movie because a lot of the reviews were really bad, talking about how it's horrible, it was dog shit, it was the worst thing they've ever seen. That's not true, bro.
They lied.
This is not the worst thing you've ever seen.
Can I do the voice? Can I do
Yeah,
the clip?
go for it.
You are wrong. You are wrong.
It's like
Niggas try to
just
play me.
just
That
from a
shit
pure
ass.
filmmaking perspective, however you feel about the plot, there is almost no plot. I will give you that.
Thank
Not
you.
a lot.
There
happens.
doesn't need to be.
It doesn't, but it doesn't need to be. That's kind of the thing. It's like, I think aesthetically speaking, I think from a filmmaking perspective, it is incredibly like it's
Well made.
It's well made. Justin Tipping,
It's beautifully shot.
it's
The
beautifully shot.
production value is fucking insane.
Insane.
The art direction, the costuming, the makeup is great. Everything about it, but like a bit of the writing.
And
Great.
And
I think
I'll
Justin
double-
Tipping,
I'll
Justin
touch on that
Tipping
too.
is
The
very
writing-
talented.
the
He
writing
needs
towards
to
the
not
end.
write. He needs to
The
not
writing
write.
Yes.
towards the end, the last third of
Or
the
Yes.
maybe not
writing
even not
part, I
right.
think.
He just needs a writing partner, probably.
Well, he had
Mhm.
two, brother. He
Really?
had two writing brothers.
Did
Two
they just
writing
not
partners,
show
and they
up?
made this bullshit. They made.
They didn't
I think.
show up.
Look, I think.
It was
They
Chat
had the crib.
GPT and Snapchat
Look,
AI.
and look, and I've said this on this podcast before.
Jeez.
I've said it on this podcast before. I think I'm a really big fan of like occult, satanic kind of like shit. And this movie is chock full of that. The problem is that it doesn't know what it wants to be. It doesn't make a decision. It doesn't give you any backstory
Now-
on who
Yep.
Marlon Wayans is, the entity that he sold his soul to. And look, and this movie is chock
It's
full
the
of ideas.
devil from
then-
Bible.
No, but not necessarily. This movie's chock full of ideas. The devil is the system, which is the National Football League, that preys on poor black men who, you know, as kind of like as a farm. They're
As a
like
way
a
out.
farm as a way out. Exactly. It's like it's got a lot of ideas
I
about
know.
what it wants to say about society, about the NFL, about black men in particular, and about how they're like how they turn to sports as an escape for like the shitty situations in which they grow up. Like I understand what it's trying to say. It does not follow through on any of those ideas. But I decided to ignore that because I think Marlon Wayans is locked in. I don't
Bro,
think it's.
I think
I
he
don't
was
think
really
it's.
good.
I don't think it's necessarily a great performance,
I
but I
disagree.
do think that he was bought into what Justin Tipping wanted, and I do think he was bought into what this character needed, and I respect it because I think he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it, and he did. I think Tyreek Withers is incredibly talented. I think he's a great
insanely
actor,
talented.
and I think this movie kind of shows
That man handsome.
what he's capable of. Exactly, Tyreek Withers
He's
is
handsome.
handsome.
He's
He's
got
a
movie
good
star
actor.
potential.
He's got movie star potential. Exactly.
He's
I
got
think
the it factor.
he's got the it factor. Exactly. And so, and like Gerardo said, this movie's just well made. It's
Well
just
put
like
together.
it's a nice thing to look at. Like
Mhm.
there's movies that are bad,
mean,
like
yeah.
War of the Worlds,
Those pair of
dog
jingling
shit, horribly written, and it looks horrific.
They
This
shot
movie,
that shit on a fucking Zoom call.
this movie, at the very least,
Something on a
they
Zoom call.
put time, they put effort, they put
It feels
passion and
it feels
thought.
tangible.
It feels tangible, lived in. It feels real. It feels there's a
You know,
what was I gonna say?
it almost feels like when the movie starts, you feel like you're dropped in this universe, and like it's actually existing as time is going. You know, in America, for those of you who don't know, there used to be a thing called the AFL. There used to have the UFL. Now there's the USFL, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's the
But
XFL
the
plus
XFL, but it changed to the UFL.
Yeah.
There used to be various leagues, and of course the NFL is the biggest stage for American football. But there's all these other smaller. This feels like it's like they took a story
There's
out
the
of that
BBL.
and said, "Hey, look, this is what's going on, and this is how people are. This is what dudes are sacrificing to make it to this higher level." It feels like I just watched Tom Brady teaching Patrick Mahomes, a young Mahomes. That's the
How
best
to
way I
kiss
can.
his son on the
That's
mouth.
the best. That's
Exactly.
the best
How to kiss his son
analogy I
on the
can
mouth.
put.
How to kiss his son of the mouth.
No, because think
Gets
about
in a
it, Marlon-
CPR dummy. He's like, all right,
and-
now what you want to do?
And Marlon Wayans, for the most part, the movies I've seen him in are all just straight up comedy. There's nothing super serious about, scary movie. And
Marlon's a great actor.
he's a phenomenal actor. And I think this movie is going to turn a lot of people.
Clearly, you never seen the Wayans
about-
brothers show.
Or
I've seen
Requiem
that.
for a Dream.
They're gonna this will turn a lot of people's the general audience's perception of him around. They're gonna be like, oh my god, he has range. And it's not something we didn't know. It's just seeing it displayed in this film was phenomenal, dude. His performance as Isaiah Way, I think that is, if he's not at least given some type of accolade or award, bro, please.
He's not. I'm telling you right now, he's not.
I know
gonna
he
get it.
won't, but please, I'll give him an award.
The Cinestro Corps.
the
Award for-
Sinestes,
The Sinestes Awards.
No,
Synesthesia sounds like a medical condition. I don't think we
Head out
should
of
use
those.
that.
Did you have any
him
more
bouncing
thoughts?
him bouncing back and forth with Tyreek throughout the whole. First of all, their first meeting, that first day, it was like, okay,
What
we're
was,
getting straight from it. But the second,
what was the name of,
forward, oh my god, dude,
What was the name of Isaiah's girlfriend? What was her name again?
Julia Fox.
Elsie.
Dude,
Oh, can I just say,
BBL Fox.
yo, Julia Fox in this movie?
dude,
Can you behave?
I'm not gonna lie, she
What
jump
the
scared
fuck
me
are
a
you
little
talking
bit.
about, man?
My girlfriend came to watch this movie with me, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't know Julia Fox was an actress." Because she only knew her
That's
from
just
like her
Uncut
social
Gems?
media, like memes and shit. She's like,
Influencing
"Oh,
shit.
she's like, oh, I didn't know she was an actress." She's like, "She wasn't that bad." I agree,
See,
but I think
I've never
Julia
heard of her
Fox.
before this movie.
I think Julia Fox was in a completely different movie than
Yeah,
from what everybody else was in.
I
I
can agree with that.
genuinely
As was
found
Tim
her
Heidecker.
hilarious. I found her hilarious because like when I first like processed her, dude, she jump scared me. I'm not gonna lie. I had to be like, all right, are you a demon or are you white? Like, what's happening? Like, what's I'm not
Both.
I don't
Yes,
Yes.
because I was like because for me on the ladder of like good horror, witchy shit and demons and all that to me is like played out. So I put it like way at the bottom. So I'm the exact opposite of you,
he had no capes in it, so he didn't care.
right? No,
Yeah.
nah, because I like horror even without capes. This was
He likes horrors regardless of what they wear.
I think this one was just more so not entirely what I was expecting. Like my expectations, I would say, like as an advice to like any listeners or viewers, is definitely to taper your expectations. Right? I wasn't super hyped about this, but I did get it's like getting the wrong order from a restaurant you like. You got the wrong order, but you still like the food, but you're still not happy you didn't get exactly what you wanted or something close to it. And that's kind of how I feel with him. I took a lot less of it. The movie plays it straight the whole time, but I took a lot less of it seriously. And there was a point where like in the final conflict where the main character where Kay is just like spouting off one-liners essentially. And I think one of them he says something like "that's football," and then he kills like Jerry Jones's doppelganger, which I thought was kind of funny.
Awesome. I think
He
that
said,
shit was cool.
he said, and I quote, "Shut your bitch." He said, "Shut your mouth" or something. He said, "Shut your damn mouth" or some shit like that.
God forbid a
Your
black man
eyebrows
stand
up.
up to the system.
And
Yeah,
God forbid,
anyway.
God forbid a black man's
No one's
little
mentioned
aura.
it, so I'm gonna mention it. The shots
Yeah.
where they
Yes.
go and
Yeah.
like the X-ray
Yes,
and
bro.
it thermal X-ray vision.
Mhm.
That shit looked so.
That shit
fucking-
was cool
This
as fuck,
movie
bro.
just fucking looks
Thank you, bro.
insane. It looks so good.
I just
like
look-
I like
easy-
the part when,
I-
whenever they were
easy-
doing the training and like
Mhm.
he called him a bitch and then he was like, all right, cool. What are you about to sacrifice?
He said,
Then he
"That
locked the
homie
fucking-
alert," and he said, "That homie alert."
Yeah, when he,
whenever
when
he
he
had
knocked
butted
this
it,
shit,
that
and he
Don't pick up your
homie
dad,
alert.
homie.
you see the
Yeah.
CTE go in that nigga brain, bro, and then his fingers turn up like, bro.
Start
my
throwing on
God.
gang
No.
signs.
I genuinely, whenever the first X-ray shot happened, when they collided heads, I kind of lost track of who was who. So I
That was
thought
the
for a
point of
second,
it,
like,
though.
okay.
That was the point of it because
okay.
it
So
was
that
framed.
that's what
It was
affected-
framed when the linebacker was coming at him. It looked like this way, right?
You
But
have
then
to
when
think
the-
it was
when
Tyriq Withers that
happens-
was going to be tackled. Yeah.
Exactly. But when it happens, it's oh shit. Tyriq locked in. He said, I ain't no bitch. Watch this. Boom.
Right.
Knock that nigga
Watch
life
this.
out.
Kills a man.
I know. Straight up.
And
kills a guy.
And also, I feel kind of like
And
I
they
don't
broke
know.
white
The-
boy
the-
Rick's teeth and
the
face.
reveal of the. I like the doctor guy, the with the physician
Marco.
Mhm.
Marco.
That's a comedian.
I-
What's his name?
No one knows.
Jim Jeffries.
Sure.
Oh, okay, neat.
I like him.
But
My
but yeah,
God.
he was
good.
really he was
Rest in
it was
power.
good.
And look,
It
bro,
was good, but I feel
easy-
like just the
Sacrifice
reveal
my
of the
nigga.
cult and their whole plan, the whole like we set this up
Yes.
from the beginning. We did
Yes.
this the whole
It's-
time.
it's
Yeah,
lazy.
I'm
It's
just
not
like,
good.
what
It's-
the
it's
fuck
really
is this?
a mile
ridiculous.
away. That
Y'all
part was
just,
from a
y'all
mile
just
away.
don't understand the mind of a black man in America, and that's it.
Yeah, this shit don't come off, cuz.
No,
Elaborate.
I'm telling you, I completely agree with what you're saying. I think your
Matt, don't look at me that way.
I think your criticisms of the movie are incredibly valid. I just think
There's
that
black
I think I didn't have a terrible time. I think the filmmaking was
I had a
just
good time, man.
I think the filmmaking was just good enough that I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm here for it. I think it
It's
looks
not that
cool.
It's not
You
that
know
I
what?
had like
I'm
a
sad.
terrible time.
Yeah,
or
and look, and
or so.
it's,
I
it
say
had
I
the
like.
exact
I'm
it's the
just like,
exact same opposite of what Gen V is. Gen V's problem is that it's
Yeah.
not sexy, it's not exciting, and it's not propulsive enough. And I think him, although not perfect, and I think kind
like
of
that scene in the
ham-fisted,
sauna.
and it kind of feels like a 12-year-old would have made it, would have put stuff in this that he thought was sexy or cool or propulsive or kind of exciting. I like that it went for
Cool ass
something.
12-year-old.
Exactly.
I think more
it-
so than it being funnier more than anything. I feel like it just felt more camp to me than it did. Like I can see this becoming like a cult classic, but like
will.
it's in the main niche of it.
People will
Not
understand
for it.
all soon.
I just
Eventually,
think that like the problem I had was going into this, everyone was like, oh, it's so bad, it's ass. And mind you, I've seen Together, I've seen Weapons. I was let down hard this year. So I had already had high expectations for this movie because I was like, it's a movie about football, but it's a horror film. It's a CTE horror film based with witchy shit and sacrifices. All right, cool, I'm locked the fuck in. And then seeing all those reviews, kind of like, oh shit, am I gonna be, I'm about to walk into this and just be disappointed? What's gonna happen here? I was pleasantly surprised. I'm glad I saw those negative reviews and formed my own opinion because motherfuckers tried to tell me she was gonna be ass.
Motherfuckers are wrong.
right?
Niggas lied to
It's
me.
definitely not. It's definitely not ass. Side.
It was. I think it was solid. I rate this. I rated this like a 3.5 to a 4. I feel like the biggest issue I had was the final third of that movie, and you can tell where the writing started to crack a bit because like we already explained, like they didn't explain anything about how this cult came to be. How the fuck did they get started? How long have they been doing this shit? Because he said I have a mentor before me and a mentor before him, and it's showing some really old football gear. So how far back does this really go? That could have been explained better. And then just the way they were doing, like the final kills didn't make any fucking sense to me. I know he was trying to break out of there and all that shit, but I don't know. They could have probably done something better, but whatever. But other than that,
I'm watching
everything
AZ
else
Stim.
hard as fuck. Everything else hard as fuck. I think that first third really is what brought me so much deeper into the movie. And then of course the second part when they're showing him training with Isaiah really, really got me. But otherwise, I don't know. I don't have anything really negative to say right now.
Yeah,
I'll watch it again.
it was a good fucking time, man. 3.5
Yeah.
stars. I'll watch it again.
I'll definitely
I
watch
think
it again.
it's a good vibes movie. You don't need to
Mhm.
pay attention that much. It looks cool. Put it on the back of a fucking party. Great. Who cares?
AZ, what was your rating, bro? Mr. Artiste.
Autist?
Artiste.
Oh.
That's what the A stands for.
Captain Autism?
Yeah, for
That's actually
our
kinda
listeners
hard.
who can't see it, I drew zombie Captain America.
And it's actually not a bad drawing.
Looks great, actually.
Let's see. All in all, I thought it was more campy than I thought it was going to be. I did taper my expectations. I did try to form my own opinions in spite of all the negativity. I'd say all in all, I give this shit like it's a 3. But I just want to say, like, keep in mind everything that I've said is 1000% true. And the amount of times that they say goat, and there's like, for instance, there's a line of dialogue where that his friend just goes, he's like, yeah, that's him. Him really Chalamet.
That shit was fucking funny.
It was
You
so
gotta get some him
cringe.
Kardashian and sell some him.
What do you
man.
mean cringe?
was
You act like you don't do that shit all the time.
I do that shit
I
daily.
don't.
Oh,
I
wait, no.
don't.
That's us. That's my bad. That's fine.
My
He's not-
autism be different, bro.
He's not cultured. He's not tapped in. Like I said, he's not tapped into the mind of the black man in America. Me, I'm tapped in. I know.
That's true. Me as a Vietnamese, I could never understand. I'm proud Vietnamese man in America.
What? Oh my god. It's like,
But
what the hell are you talking about? You ain't black. You are from Korea.
Also, what's the name of that that guy that played the son of evil Jerry Jones?
Who?
The guy in the movie that plays he's like the one that's gonna inherit the team.
Who fucking knows? He doesn't even have a line, does he?
He doesn't have a line. Are you
No,
talking about
he's like the last guy to survive. He's like, oh, I'm trying to go another I need a bar.
that was the manager.
I guess.
Damn, AZ
Oh.
once again not knowing
AZ
what's
didn't
going
even
on.
watch the movie, bro. That's why he didn't like it.
AZ read a synopsis. You watched a new
Wait.
Rockstars video.
I'm gonna be honest. I did watch it, but now I'm starting to think of how much of this movie do I truly remember. It's like I no, genuinely it does feel like a fever dream because like Louis said, it's shot really well, but there's like shit going on the screen where you're just like, yo, all right, they wrote that down and they filmed it. That's brave. That's real brave. I wouldn't have made that decision personally, but good. More power to you.
I think
Marlon Wayans is the best part of this movie also.
Agreed 100%, followed by Tyriq Withers. I want to see excuse me, not necessarily both of them again in the same film or same TV show or whatever, but I do want to see them doing more things. I want to see Marlon outside of more roles outside of just comedy. This shows that he can carry a film, like a more serious film for most of the general audience. They don't know. And of course, Tyriq Withers. We need to see him in more shit. I know he's in. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm not watching that. Respectfully, I'm not watching that because I heard it was
Yeah, don't. It's
also
dog shit.
I heard it was boo boo, but like it was genuinely boo boo. This one
Yeah.
was boo boo because people don't like fun. They don't like good shit.
Yeah,
They like
that other one was
I'm
irredeemably boo boo.
But you know what's not boo boo? This episode
What?
of the Cinestro Core that we're finishing up right now.
Mm.
Appreciate everybody who keeps tuning in week by week. We love y'all. We appreciate you guys for tapping in with us. Keep checking out what we got going. If you want to check out some real certified, real media conglomerate, media type people who have the ins and outs, the knows, the know-how of what's going on in Hollywood, tapping with the boys over at Backstage OL. All types of cool stuff going on. Markets have been expanding week by week, day by day. I see them on Facebook all the time. They keep posting, "Oh, we just added this. We just added." It's crazy, man. If you want to support, hardworking folks, besides us, hardworking folks, tap in with them, please. Speaking of hardworking folks, our very own AZ be working hard on the Twitch machine, doing his thing with the games. Know what I'm saying? Tap in with the streams. AZ, what you got coming up for streams, bro? Anything that the world needs to know?
Well, I'm glad you asked. On the day where my paycheck hits and I've paid all my bills and then cried for 10 minutes after I've done that, I will be purchasing Guardians of the Galaxy because I believe it is firmly one of the greatest video games of a superhero subgenre ever made. And I'm going to be streaming that live on Twitch at twitch.tv/CharlieSingo. So look forward to that because goddamn, God, it's such a good game. Just
hard.
almost everything about it's perfect. It's amazing.
Shit's hard.
But tune in for that. And also, I do have another thing. It's my YouTube channel where I upload videos at youtube.com/CharlieSingo. I talk about comics and eventually just things that pop into my head that I think are good ideas on paper, and then I edit them for 13 hours and hope they translate well. That's the formula. That's about it. Matt, do we have anything else?
Lastly, follow us at Cinestro Corp. No S because we're not even going to get into that. But yeah, please support the page. We are 2 followers away from, subscribers away from 150. If we get 100 and if we get 200 subscribers by the end of the year, I will try out for the New England Patriots.
New England.
I'm not going up there. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. I will try out for some other team. I'll come up with that later.
Cowboys.
Hell no, I love myself too much. I'd rather go do that cult shit that Tyriq Withers was doing than do that. I'll do something. We'll come up with something. We'll come up with some type of reward.
We'll come up with a punishment for him.
Yeah. I'll watch Marvel Zombies again.
We'll make our own Jackass episode.
I'll tape my eyes open and watch a What If on loop.
Ooh.
Yeah. What if I hit the
He's got
button?
Oh wait. I have an idea. You gotta go into Deep Ellum with an Eagles jersey on a Sunday in November.
There's easier ways to kill myself. There's way easier ways to kill myself. But not yet, because I got another episode to do next week. Peace, guys. Love y'all, and we will see you at the movies. Woo!
We're the kings of the screen, yeah. Cinestro Core, we're the dream, yeah. New episode Saturday afternoon. We in your ear, that comic book crew. More good it takes what we do. Cinestro Core, we're the crew.